Hey guys, Luna here, and welcome back to a game called Our Life. Let's just get right into it, shall we? Hi, welcome home. Did you enjoy the pool? She moved out of the way to let you all inside. Derek hesitated before bringing up the weir. It was hard to ignore that he was shyly scratching his cheek and keeping his head down now that you were inside. It was great, I'll say. Right, guys? It was. Yeah.
That's what I like to hear.
Good, I'm glad to hear that. Mr. Cesare gleefully made his way over when he realized your group was back. His eyebrow arched when you could feel the mischief coming. I told Mom you may now return as dry as you had left.
True.
He did say that. Darn, Reedon found out. Snapping you fingers. I even did that in real life. Snapping your fingers, you tried to look disappointed. Your delivery had the Cesare family laughing. The next few hours had passed by at a more leisurely pace. Together, progress is made on a 1,000-piece puzzle. I love a good puzzle. Puzzles are so fun. At one point, Derek plucked one of the pieces from the I have no idea where that goes pile and tossed it at Nicholas to catch his attention. Without taking his eyes off the puzzle, Derek wondered out loud if he could take the switch over to his place for the night. He had played it off as if it was no big deal in hopes that Nico would feel the less pressure. Nicholas let out a deep sigh, but got up anyway. Just that Derek had always struggled to say no to him. Nicholas equally couldn't deny his big brother's request. He returned a few minutes later, holding the console with a gold power cord and a couple controllers piled on top. I'm guessing you wanted 2 controllers? That was exactly right. He knew Derek wasn't getting it for himself alone, but in order to experience it with you. Looks like Derek never needed to buy an extra controller for himself.
Aww.
Wow, thanks. Nicholas's gaze narrowed as he pulled everything closer to his chest. But before I hand this over, could we play a few rounds with the family? His eyes went wide and pleading. Instead of answering, Derek turned to you. His head tilted as he silently asked for your opinion. You nodded.
What do you think?
We staying here a while longer then? It's fine with me. Cool. He shifted back to his little brother, game face on. I hope you're ready to lose, Nico. That's cute. Don't prepare your victory speech just yet, bro. George, you're in too.
Come on.
It's not a choice. The tiny piece of cardboard in George's hand dropped into the kitchen counter at the unexpected enlistment. He blinked, then smiled. Fine. Yeah. The Cesare family gathered around the TV and the brothers got the console set up. With a new battle spark between the Cesare boys, you and Liz decided to give your moms a quick call. They were tickled to find out what happened with Liz's surprise trip. Between the 4 of you, it was decided that Liz would go to Sunset Bird to see them in person soon, and you would stay in the city. Your trip with the Cesare family, and there was the visit later in the summer that would center around your moms completely. After the call ended, you placed your phone back in your pocket. You had a new thought. Oh.
What?
What's that about? When are you leaving? I know you're here now, but you never told me for how long. Oh, I'm out of here tomorrow, technically. This is a very short trip. I said technically because my light's at 11:59 p.m. Can you believe it? She's talking about a major inconvenience, but beggars can't be choosers. Dick? The brothers were absorbed in game land when Liz nearly shouted at the last part over her shoulder. It was loud and point enough that there was no way they could miss her teasing. Derek watched you mare siblings over his shoulder. His cocky grin fell to a frown. Yeah, that's true. You're leaving tomorrow night. Both of you are. Derek tried to muster up another smile, but it was weak in comparison. He seemed smaller all of a sudden, squished in the center of the couch with brothers on each side. Then he shrugged.
This sucks.
Things are starting to feel normal having you here, just in time for you not to be here anymore. Nicholas's chin lifted as his brother's crestfallen tone. His gaze bounced back and forth between you and Derek, but he found his expression to be difficult to read. George, meanwhile, gave his big brother an understanding pat on the back. When he caught your attention, he nodded encouragingly. Without a doubt, he knew that you could rely on his family to be there and support him alongside you to bring him cheer during the days you were gone. You were thankful for them.
Sorry.
Well, I hit a nerve, sorry. Now, let's forget about that. It's not tomorrow yet. It's certainly. You were worried about Derek ignoring his own feelings. You knew from the start tomorrow was going to be a tough day, but it was worse now that you got a glimpse of how it might impact Derek. You weren't sure how to explain to him that it's okay to be sad, and that it was okay to miss what made this trip special. The game had been on pause ever since Derek stopped watching the screen, but the scene had a strong impact on Nicholas, as it had on his favorite person. His brows furrowed tensely. That settles it. Nico breathed in deep through his nose, gathering his nerves, and pushed himself off his seat. He walked with purpose away from his family and towards your sister. Hi, could you give us some privacy? Us younger siblings need to talk. Liz's lips twitched, possibly the bite of disagreement or a question or even a snarky quip, but surprisingly she kept it in. Okay, go easy on him. You might be their cherished little one, but Luna is mine. Yeah, sure, I hear you. He nonchalantly waved her off, and Liz gave you one last brief glance before yielding. Once she was gone, it was just you and Nicholas in the corner of the room. Actually, could we talk outside? Alright? His behavior so far had you stunned, but you followed him outside anyways. No one tried to follow, though you could feel every eye on your backs as you and Nicholas left. Standing in the street, Nicholas silently examined you with half-opened eyes. Your mouth twisted awkwardly as you looked around. There was always a chance that Nicholas could surprise you, but you had to guess about what the conversation would be about. Should I be worried you brought me somewhere without any witnesses? Nicholas's cheeks puffed out in something like a pout, but he exhaled loudly and said, There's something I want you to know, so just listen. Do you remember the night that you took Derek to some party thing at your club your family goes to? You said to simply listen and then went straight into wanting an answer. Nico was trying, though. You smiled nostalgically at the very mention of it. That night was one of your fondest summer's memories, though you didn't have a clue what Nicholas had to tell you about that party. This might be wired to you, but believe it or not, that night left an impression on me too. I was so upset that Derek bailed on the movie. We had to go without him, and then Mom and Dad wouldn't even let me stay up to see him get back. They tried to every trick in the book to get me to sleep, but nothing worked. I just wanted it home. And they never did get me to sleep. I blinked myself out by accident. I burned up whatever energy I had that late by getting so upset. Nicholas chuckled at the memory, rubbing at the back of his neck. His eyes remained wistfully gazed for another moment. I couldn't understand why he wanted to go away all by himself. That didn't make any sense. Me, him, George. But at that age, we know I really meant me and Derek should stay together. That's when life was the best, right? Silently nodding along, that detail didn't surprise you. But it also didn't stop the guilty feeling growing in your guts. You knew his 6-year-old self well, and the last thing you ever wanted was to hurt him. At some point, I did wake up and rush out to see Derek, my big brother, my best friend, and he hung out with me, exactly like I knew he would. I think Mom and Dad must have gone back to their own room, because I remember Derek being the one to put me to bed. He promised to tell me all about what happened. It was great. His tight smile tugged at the corner of his mouth. Nicholas gradually met your gaze, and then he crossed his arms. When he tucked me in, I was so happy that Derek was there and talking about the cool things he did. At the time, they were the biggest, most important adventures. I fell asleep perfectly content. But when I woke up the next day, I was sad all over again. It took a minute for my baby brain to realize that none of the story was about the fancy party or how he was only one of us who got to go. It was about doing something with you. Your heartbeat was louder in your ears. You inconspicuously wiped your sweaty palms on the side of your
I don't know.
I can't even explain that to anybody, including Derek. I didn't have the words. All I knew was that poor little Nico is feeling down. Don't worry, it gets better now. Perspective or maturity or whatever. You glanced at the condo and your chest ached. You had a good feeling that he was searching for Derek. He really liked you, and that's when I realized that's what made me sad. Derek's face when he looked at you now is the same way as was 10 years ago, when I was wrapped up in my blankie and he was dressed in his fancy clothes just talking about you. But it doesn't make me sad anymore. Nicholas's lingering melancholy melted into a warm
Basically, he really likes you.
basically. Derek really likes you, that's the point. You smile bright in your features. It was wonderful for Nico to share what he could see with his own 2 eyes, and even more amazing to know what sounded like that was the truth. Nicholas ruffled a hand through his hair, manner much the same as Derek did. There's no surprise there. You returned to the condo together with matching conspirator smiles. By the way, the room hushed as you walked through the doors. You knew not a single soul was minding their own business. And despite everyone's best attempt at pretending to be busy, it was obvious that Liz and the Cesare family were all equally curious about what happened outside. Everything okay over there? Should I be concerned? We're fine. Nicholas just cupped a hand next to his mouth to yell at your sister. As his brain caught up to his actions, he leaned towards you with a raised eyebrow. We're good, right? 2 peas in a pod. You rejoined his brothers, and you went back to Liz. At the dot talk, he had felt a million times better about where you stood. Welcome back. I see you're still in one piece. Yeah, now I'm even more whole. Aw, cute. Nicholas slipped his chin and flashed your siblings a determined grin. He cracked his knuckles.
Okay.
Okay, that's enough of seriousness. Let's race.
Let's race!
A part of me wants to say, like, hey, we're actually dating, but, like, obviously that hasn't been an option yet. Alright. Liz's brows raised when she watched the bizarre exchange. You lapped fingers over your mouth to muffle your laugh at the first, but couldn't leave your sister hanging, so you gently got her attention by pushing her arm. They're still talking about a video game, the card game. Oh, that makes sense. She combed some strands of hair behind her ear and watched the chaos that commenced. Well, there's no reason we shouldn't sit out now. Our jobs are done. The family, you and Liz included, ended up crammed shoulder to shoulder on the couches. Liz announced her intention of being the brothers in a game she never played. Her enthusiasm for the gold win was as powerful as ever. You hoped that the condo would survive the competition. You wanted to play too. There's nothing like a good racing game to get the blood pumping. Your fingers were already fidgeting in anticipation. You needed a controller as soon as possible. Count me in for this. Since there was only so many controllers, decided that everyone would take turns, starting from the youngest to oldest. Nicholas faked humility as he accepted his position first. The races began and the room bounced with wild cheers and shouts. Even Miss Cesare jumped in line for a race. She was a welcome addition to the event. Mrs. Cesare, on the other hand, had a history of gaining offenses. He watched like a hawk by the other participants to make sure he didn't pull any funny business. But it was to no avail. Just before the top 3 were decided, the race was intensely neck and neck. Mrs. Cesare managed to bump George from behind with his foot to stabilize his son's driving. Not one person actually saw him do it in the heat of the moment, but there was no debate on who the kicker was, no matter how Mr. Cesare pleaded innocence. The fact that his insistence was threaded with laughter didn't help his case. The rest of the rounds run off with less cheating, though there weren't any less memorable. Eventually, enough of the day passed that Liz rose to her feet. It's getting light. I'm right back to sunshine. Birds should be coming in. I'm gonna give my legs a chance to stretch and read outside. She flashed you a weak smile and then double-checked that she had all of her things together.
Thanks.
Thanks for having me. Bye, everyone. Before she could make her exit, Derek sprung up as well.
Okay.
Wait, Luna and I should get going too. You don't have to leave by yourself. What a gentleman. At that, Nicholas and George finally stopped what they were doing and turned to their big brother. Both of them wore identical frowns. Derek glanced away from Liz and towards the growing audience. Sorry, we'll see you guys again tomorrow. He sheepishly scratched the back of his neck while his brothers continued to stare pitiably.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I got an idea. Why don't you come over to my place for a change? Mom and Dad are welcome too, obviously. You too, Liz. Let's do this tomorrow. That idea was met by surprise, but the room shifted positively, and getting to Derek's place was more unanimously agreed on than even Mr. Cesare being a big cheater. A new plan was made. The group said goodbye for now, and you and Derek accompanied Liz out. Though halfway, Derek paused and remembered to bear her back inside. He almost forgot to take the console home with him. Again. Perfect timing or not, Derek wasn't letting it slip through his fingers. He returned in record time, as if he joined an actual race. Together, you hung outside with Liz until she was safely on her way home. It was so mind-blowing that you didn't have to center your life around a bus or shuttle schedule anymore. By the time Liz's ride was out of sight, the sun was hanging low in the sky. It would be dark soon, and you hopped into Derek's car and flopped into the front seats. You were ready to settle down to the day, and Derek continued to carefully store the console, cords, and 2 controllers into the back seat before taking the spot behind the wheel. As soon as Derek pulled the door shut, he slapped his fingers into the steering wheel. Whew, I've been waiting forever to try that new game.
You know it.
Well, it's not that new. It's already a few years old, but you know what I mean. You're adorable. There was no stopping your tiny smile. It's so cute when you're excited. You light up. Uh-huh. You hung onto the steering wheel for dear life.
I see how it is.
Alright, I'll take your word for it. But from where I'm sitting, there's definitely someone cuter. Derek eagerly turned the key into the and the engine roared to life. Within seconds, you were cruising down the road again. Really glad you and your brothers got to open up to each other. You caught Derek off guard with that. His eyes widen before the whole expression softens. Me too. It was a good reminder. Just because we know that we love each other doesn't mean we can't take it for granted. You never know what's going on unless you try and see it. Yeah, it takes effort to keep a relationship alive. The rest of the ride passed by a comfortable silence, and soon enough you were standing to his apartment door. Derek pushed it open and motioned for you to get in first. Carrying the console and various wires under his arm, Derek trailed behind you. He casually gestured toward the living room.
I gotcha.
Take it easy and relax. I'll get this bad boy set up. Or you could relax and I'll set it up.
What?
No, you can't turn this around on me. Why not? You did all the driving. Now you take it easy. Derek scratched the side of his head. You didn't edge from your position. Your logic does check out, but I got this. Derek reluctantly released the cords and let you take it over managing the task.
Aww.
Thanks, Luna. He sat out on the edge of the couch, kicked off his shoes off, and then stretched his legs out. Once the console was all ready, Derek decided it declared something was missing. Luckily, it was one of the cords. That was covered. I'm gonna put my pajamas on. We can't have a late night game session in regular. Oh, I love gaming in my pajamas, especially late at night because I'm just all comfy, cuddled up in blankets. And if it's during cold weather, having a hot cocoa. Oh yeah, I'll change too. Awesome, let's regroup in 5. With the deadline set, you both scrambled down the hall into your rooms. A few minutes later, you returned to about the same spot where you'd come out, but in ironclad and much cozier outfits.
Nice work.
Aw, he has such a cute, adorable PJs. This is gonna be a record. Now we're set. Derek retrieved the game he got from the mall. The case had been waiting patiently on the coffee table for quite a while. With this life sim, it's not a versus thing, so just the two of us get to be on the same team this time. Ooh, look out, game. Team Mare Suzera's a go. Let's get this game's play. I'm gonna say it's Minecraft. You threw up a high five that Derek enthusiastically met with a loud slap. He picked up a controller and shot you a wink. Derek put the game in and hovered by the console until he was satisfied that things were booting up correctly. He then relocated to the couch across the TV and plopped down in the center. You dive-bombed next to him. The motion tilted him slightly on the cushion. Your dramatic arrival sent him into a fit of laughter. Derek's cheeks were fussed as he wiped a tear from the corner of his eyes. Hi, Luna. Hey. You were close enough that your legs brushed against his while you got comfortable. Even after putting a few inches between you both, your shoulders occasionally bumped. Derek's welcoming smile brought a warmth to you. Or maybe it was your hyper-awareness of his body heat radiating through your side. Either way, it was getting hotter. And on that note, your new lives in the digital world began. Hours rapidly went by from there. They're getting by just fine. Sometimes you got stuck, but there wasn't anything the two of you couldn't eventually solve. You had to rely on each other, and Derek was no expert himself. Luckily, your abilities complemented his faults and vice versa. Or maybe it's that game where it takes two to play or something, where you both have to solve each other's puzzles. Your throats were sore from the highs of making each other laugh and the lows of shouting of frustration at the TV. The game was still in full swing when suddenly Derek spoke up. Not for further commentary about your digital movies, but for real-life considerations. Do you want any snacks? Out of habit, you glanced in his direction. He had his sight locked on the TV screen even still. Can't keep putting my stomach off. Could you hold down the fort while I'm gone? Before you can even answer, Derek was already out of his seat and dashing toward the kitchen. On it!
It's no problem.
I can bring something for you too. I'll have whatever you're having. Cool, I'll grab enough for both of us. From the repeated clatter of the cupboard doors, you knew he was checking every cabinet for the best treats. Your stomach began rumbling in anticipation. Derek returned in his arms full with all kinds of goodies he picked up on your grocery store trip, and a couple he hadn't seen before. They must have been tucked away from a special occasion before you arrived. Carefully, he placed down 2 water bottles down and dumped the rest onto the coffee table.
All right.
Behold! Derek flopped back down onto the couch and did a double take at the table. You already managed to swipe a handful of things. Ready to jump back
You've
in?
got it.
The TV changed in brightness as the game resumed from the dim pause menu was noticeable. Squinting, you listened to the familiar music flowing through the speakers until your eyes adjusted. Though, it wasn't long before the game managed to suck you in once again. The night skipped by joyously. At one point, you took turns watching the other work through the single-player contents. Despite Derek's usual position as the responsible one, you unknowingly stayed up gaming late into the night. Gradually, your eyelids drooped. Your laughter was replaced by yawns. And your voices grew soft until they were whispers floating slowly into cotton-filled ears. Last thing you heard was the melody of the game's music still playing, but sounding so far away. You returned awareness slowly, your eyes still heavy, and you rubbed at them. Crushed into the cushion, you were exactly where you started your virtual exploits last night, on an off-white couch with Derek. You and him were nearly nose to nose, limbs tucked around one another in a cuddly embrace.
Morning.
Aww, adorable. Morning, Luna. You sounded awfully cheery. This was far more life in it than anyone who had just been unconscious for moments before you would have. You've already been awake, you bet. But you were content to be snuggling up with Derek. You let out a blissful sigh, and Derek still made no move to get up. Relaxation was being in your partner's arms. You were in agreement at that point and could enjoy this a little while longer. Derek let out a low chuckle, his chest rumbling. Sorry about the less than ideal location. I didn't want to risk waking you up by moving to bed. No need to apologize. I appreciate it. I was so tired last night. Anyway, I needed. I'm pretending to be I'm pretending to be as sleepy as I would be if I just woke up.
Aww.
Perfect. Derek smoothly pulled his arms around you tighter, embracing you deliberately. Totally move. In the back of your brain, you're amazed that it was actually happening. Sometimes it felt like as if you and Derek were destined to be apart. The way he held you with no plans of stopping eased those worries for good. Derek was incredibly warm in personality and as a pillow, and in that position you caught similarity warming fragments that clung to his skin. He was not one for intentionally perfuming himself, but the gentle nutty scent about himself had you guessing that Derek must have used sheep butter lotion. You know, having a sleepover in the living room as grown-ups definitely has one perk over doing it as kids. Said perk was interrupted by the sound of a ringing phone. Derek's eyes widened in an instant as he shifted to reach his phone on the coffee table. He checked the call ID and disbelieving smirk across his face. His voice was
Are you serious?
No way. You couldn't guess whose mere call would get their reaction. He slid his finger across the screen and tapped the speaker button. Casually, he leaned back into the couch and stretched out an arm. From the fond twist of his lips, you knew that this at least had to be someone close to him. Hey, Nico.
Hey.
Morning, bro. Nico, you're calling so early. And his eye, of course, Nico's eyes widened. Luna, you're actually the one I wanted to talk to. I just called Derek so I wouldn't bother you if you're still sleeping. Oh, and I don't need any sleep. Dude, you're the most morning-y person to ever early rose. Nicholas Shazier, I really did not know Cove Hoden. That was one competition Cove took the golden every time. You get up so early, a night owl could give you a high five on the way to bed. You'll hit the gym before the sun stand up for tea broadcast into Derek's living room was cut off prematurely. Nico definitely could have kept going. Okay, we heard you the first time. Hey, you asked for it. Derek pointed a judgmental finger toward the phone. The only thing he said was quietly to you. This kid. He lifted his voice up to not let the conversation
What's
fade.
up?
So what's up? What do you think? Luna's leaving soon, aren't they? So when will you come over to see me? Now? Soon? Derek's theatrical rolled his eyes, inwardly laughing at Nicholas's eagerness. We gotta talk about it. I mean, me and Luna, not me and you. Luna's here already. Sorry, Nico. You're gonna have to share. We'll sort this out and I'll let you know.
Fine.
Alright, fine. I'll see you later. Yeah, I promise. We'll definitely see you. Bye, Luna. Derek pressed the red button on his phone screen and the call ended. Nico's gesture was really sweet. It might have been years since you last babysat him, but you still held a special attachment for him that you didn't have for any other teen. Derek let out a long sigh, still holding up the phone in the air. He looked up at the device as if it was a single magic wand.
Oh, man.
Should have figured. Derek, what were you gonna say before you called? Derek shot his head with a wry expression. I was about to say with my own place, we didn't have to worry about my little brothers interrupting our peaceful morning together. Technology has proved you wrong. You snorted. Nicholas didn't even need to call a psychic. The timing was horrific. Speaking of the devil, right? He must have called as soon as he dragged himself out of bed. Typical Nico. He shrugged a single shoulder and then reached down to place his phone on the table.
It's no problem.
You can still take it easy, though. You should take it easy as possible before a stressful trip. He nuzzled his cheek into yours. You could feel his breath tickle your skin. I'm gonna take a shower and everything, then we should have breakfast. Yeah. Oh, should I join you? His brow lifted and his face darkened, clearly intrigued. I'm not sure what that means. I'm thinking what it means. No, I think we're on the same page.
Sorry.
Sorry, it's not a room. The tone was disappointed, if not frustrated, that his tiny city apartment bathroom wasn't meant for two. Okay, I'll use the other one. At least take it with you the memory of... You could at least take it with the memory of Derek's charming face. Derek lifted up with you as he shifted into a sitting position. He could get out from under another person with ease. The gym had done him well. He smooched your cheek, still keeping you elevated before gently putting you back into the cushion with one more tight squeeze. The old experience made you giddy.
Talk to you later.
See you soon. With that, he headed off back to the back of the apartment. You skipped to your room to begin your normal morning routine after a particularly not normal start to the day. Derek sits in the playing in pajamas had certainly worked out in ways you hadn't foreseen. Maybe he just had an inkling of it. With two game-loving brothers, it's possible he had practiced dozing off on the controller before. While changing your wrinkled clothes, your phone buzzed with a text from your sister. This is giving you the heads up that she was going to pop in to see some of friends in the afternoon while she had a chance, but she'll be there to see you off before the end of the day. You typed a quick message letting her know that was cool and sent it. When you finished your morning ritual, you turned out to the main area of the apartment. Finished with your own daily prep, Derek had made his way to the back of the couch. He couldn't stay away for long. Welcome back. Thank you. Hunger had become a third wheel to your party by that point, and you got to work and to send it on its way. Me and Derek threw something together and had a relaxed meal. It was all good. The two of you could pretend that this wasn't the last time you'll be waking up together for who knows how long. Oh, Liz texted me while you were gone. She's probably gonna see us off after she does some friend stuff. It'll most likely be in the evening. He nodded along, not looking shocked. Liz grew up in this area too. She had plenty of fruits to water in that land. Anyway, speaking of people to see, my family's coming over here today, so is Liz, but we gotta ask your moms and dads still. They're gonna want to say bye, I bet. Thanks for letting them visit, I'll text them. Of course, it's gonna be so cool to open my place to the grown-ups after being guests a million times. And I love having you here with me, it's like we're living together. For real, permanently, as if you're interested again.
That's a bummer.
Too bad that's gotta end. All morning he appeared giddy, excited by your presence. The light still shone through, but averting his eyes from reality wasn't a foolproof strategy. He accidentally broke the illusion. He pressed his lips together tight, and his brows pulled intensely. Today's gotta be big. It's the last chance. We could do something you couldn't do anywhere else. Brace yourself for the coming conclusion and smiled. Got the best ideas. Yes, let's do it. Now, how to end this trip with a bang. Wait. He pumped his fist in triumph at his sudden inspiration. You know what we could do? Derek left you no space to get and blurted exactly out what he was thinking. Let's go to the boardwalk. The volume of explanation got louder as excitement grew. Sure, it's even further away than the water park, and we'll probably have to leave after only an hour, but we can make it and then we'll have at least been there. No one could stop us, and we don't need anyone's permission. Do you want to go? His pure eyes shone bright with hopes and dreams. Are you kidding me? Gotta go. Could you run out of the door right now? It can't be too early.
Let's get to it.
Yeah, let's totally. He was halfway to jumping to his feet before he realized where he was. As soon as we finish our food, obviously. That did not seem obvious to Derek until a second ago. We could eat on the road.
Oh!
Alright! You let the anticipation carry you through snarfing bits of food while bundling up anything portable. The dishes hit the sink and Derek raved off washing them for now as a change. Which, not too surprising. He raided one of his cabins for granola and he pointed out some of the other snacks to take. All in all, you are ready and out the door in 7 minutes. Not too surprising, a pretty good deal. During the drive, Derek's brain was in sharp focus. We should make sure everyone knows that to get together would be for dinner, a late-ish
I
dinner.
got you.
I'll leave it to you if you want to tell the gang about our own plans for the day, keep it a secret. I don't know if you want to deal with everyone asking why they weren't invited, but there's a lot more grown-ups than there used to be. Sometimes I forget that. I feel like if we tell them, people could probably join us. But like, it's our secret. He puts a finger to his lips. I won't say a word. Can't tell everyone everything all the time. After a very long ride and some struggles with parking, Derek had to resort to circling like a vulture until a spot opened up, and you and Derek were strolling under a wide blue sky into a bustling boardwalk. The boardwalk amusement park was still as dizzying and dallasing as it was 10 years ago. Music was playing from storefronts, screams blared at the peaks of roller coasters, and crowds of people were laughing, talking from all sides. You knew as soon as the scent of the sea and fried fruit struck your senses that this was the right call for your last stop on your trip with Derek. He sighed and Derek spoke, a softened
It's...
Which, I think this is probably a good place to end this episode here. I don't know how long the boardwalk is going to be, so I hope you guys have a good day, night, week, month of your lives, and may the stars forever guide your path wherever it might lead you into the future, and I hope to see you guys again soon.